Hi, Salha. Welcome to the Power
Hi.
Podcast.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here.
I'm so excited to meet you. I've been looking forward to this so much.
Me too. Thank you.
Yeah, you have such a great energy about you. That was the thing that drew me to your page, and I'm sure that happens a lot for you.
And I love it. It means the world to me when I hear that.
Yeah, so you're from what I can tell, I just found you the last couple of months and I've been binging all your content. But from what I can tell, you're a trailblazer really in the UGC community. So for people
Yeah.
who don't know what UGC is, can you explain that?
Yeah, for sure. So honestly, it's been a dream come true. I'll just start with that because I've always wanted to create content and I tried to be an influencer. It didn't really work out for me. And I'm a very private person. So showing my life is not something I want to or I like to do. So I always just kind of had a thought in my head. I'm like, I wish one day like regular people could just work with brands, just like regular people like me. That would be really cool because I feel like there's so much talent out there. It's not only about influence. There's so many people who are talented out there. They just don't have an audience to really make it creating content online. So, whatever, it was a thought at the back of my head. And I just tried so many different things. I tried creating content, like I'm a Zumba instructor. So, I was like creating my Zumba videos, putting that out there. I think it's good that I started with that because I was dancing. And if I can dance on a video, then of course I can talk on a video. So, that a lot of my nerves came out from those videos in the early days of my content creation, let's say, journey. And then I tried network marketing. It just wasn't for me. But again, I had to just put myself in front of the camera and just like talk. Like all of these things now I'm looking back and I'm like, wow, I had to do all of that to get to where I am now. So with UGC, it literally is regular people like me and you who create content for brands. So it's like an ad, but it's really organic and authentic because it's coming from a user. So I am a user of a product. Let's say I always use this example. One of my best clients is this shoe brand and it's hands-free shoes. Since I am somebody who always needs hands-free shoes, because I like to just run out the door and like just crush my heels. That's what I used to do. Crush my heels. I didn't care. I got to get out with all the kids into the car. And then afterwards, I discovered there's a shoe that you can just like slip on and it goes right in. So like the heel has like a spring to it. And I'm like, this shoe is perfect. So my ads for this client, I come from the user perspective. I show how convenient it is to put these shoes on when you're a busy mom, when you have a busy life. I was pregnant not too long ago, and I even did a concept with my big belly because when you're pregnant, you don't really bend down. So I make these ads for my clients, and it's just very organic, and that's what UGC is. It's user generated content. Users who have their phone. I do everything with my phone. I just put it there. I record myself using the product. I make it into an ad, and that's the whole thing. Like I never had this skill when I started. I didn't even know how to do this, but with time, you just get better. And I started creating like really good ads that were actually driving conversion. So that's the whole thing. That's the way that creators get, high paying deals or clients. It means that their ads are converting or their content in general is just converting into sales. I was like, okay, I'm doing this thing. It's working. Like this is so much fun. It really happened fast. So UGC kind of blew up in 2022. And that's when I started. So it was a group of us who started at the same time. We recorded our journeys on TikTok and then it just started picking up. And then Business Insider were reaching out to some people because it was like the gold rush that TikTok kind of started. And it was
That's
like, yeah, it
awesome.
was just super funny. Yeah. So then I was like, oh my God. So that's when I was first approached by a Business Insider reporter. And I was like, 2 months into my journey, I'm like, what is going on? Like, is this going to be something big? Because, if Business Insider is already talking about it, then it must be something that's up and coming. And we just kind of blew it up. So, what happened was we blew it up. We were teaching people how to do this just based on our experiences. And this whole UGC boom just like happened. It's been a shift now because people can be creators and be content creators without followers and without an audience because they're not selling to their audience. They are just perfecting the craft of content creation and selling to the target audience of their clients. So
Right.
it's marketing. You are a marketer. You're not an influencer. I always say that, and I like to say like we're kind of the smart influencers. Like we came into this right away, and we're like business minded. It was like this is a business. I create content, and my content is valuable. I don't do it for free because when they say with a lot of influencers, when they get products sent to them, they're really happy. I mean, I was too. I was like, wow, I get free products. This is so cool. And then they can do it for free. That's what usually influencers were doing, especially the smaller ones. They do it for free. It's a gifted collaboration. But I don't know what it is about UGC creators. We're just business minded. And it was like, your product is not part of the compensation. It's actually a prop that I have to use to create you content. And then my content is valuable. It's going to drive conversions for you. So this is my rate. This is what I charge. And they agree. So that's kind of how this whole UGC thing started. We're just these people who came into this. We're like, content creation is a business. Let's build a business out of it. And it's been just going up since. And I feel like this year, because we started on TikTok, it's kind of like a hidden secret on TikTok. And even I was saying when I was starting, I was like, oh, thank God I've been on TikTok, because I knew about this before people on Instagram. Because in my head, I
Right.
was like, the
TikTok is
people
always
on
before Instagram.
like by 2 years, and like the timeline for UGC as well. It's been 2 years since I started, but it's starting to gain attraction and momentum now on Instagram. My DMs are blowing up. Like, what is UGC? What do you do? How do you do it? So that's why now people who had success with their UGC business, they're coaching as well. And that's the space that I've been stepping into recently. I'm stepping into the coaching space, coaching creators to do exactly what I'm doing and how to do it and how to start it, how to reach out to brands, how to charge, everything in between. And it's a legitimate business. There's a lot of moving parts to it. I was really shocked when I started. I didn't think it was this serious, but wow, I can't even explain. Like, there's so much that goes into like one little 30-second video. You have to think of the script. You have to, have a storyboard. What's your storyline going to look like? How are you going to set it up? What systems do you use to set it up? Communicating with the clients, reaching out, agreeing on a rate, signing the contracts, filming the content, refilming the content if you have to, editing. Like, it's a whole job. One 30-second video can take me up to 12 to 14, 16 hours
Oh,
easily.
wow.
Easily. Yeah, because it's a lot of work that goes behind it. So that's
Yeah.
why, as time has gone on, like I started at $40 a video because I didn't know much about it, and I was just like, "Hey, I'm happy with $40." And now I've been able to make upwards of $2,000 for one video. So
That's
the
amazing.
potential, yeah, the potential, the growth, it's all there. It's just I'm going for my dreams. That's what I like to say. I'm literally like, I found my passion, and now I'm just shooting for my dreams.
I love that. And just to clarify, you
Yeah,
don't
of
post
course.
it on your
No,
profile. You
no, no.
create it and then you send it to the brand and they post it on their profile.
Exactly. They posted on their profile. So there's organic, which is they posted like on their organic social media accounts. And then there's ads. So if they want to run this content as an ad, then they're going to pay you for usage rights. And that can get really lucrative. Like, you can really charge a lot for usage rights. And if they want to extend it, if they want it forever, you can shoot for the stars. There's no cookie cutter formula rate chart for, the whole industry. It's literally like freelancers are just, they've got their rates, they back it up however they want. They talk the talk, they can walk the walk, then you pay them. And it's
Right.
really cool.
And I've seen that some brands try to be a little sneaky, which is why
Yeah,
I think if someone wants to go into UGC, they should try to learn from you, get in your program or someone,
exactly.
because you've been through things like this and brands will try to
Yes.
take advantage of you and your content and try to just in the contract be like, oh, we get usage rights without ever
Yeah,
negotiating that part of the contract. So have you
exactly.
experienced that where they try to get away with more than
Exactly.
what they're looking
Oh,
for?
oh yeah, all the time, all the time. And then there's also the whole raw content, because when you film yourself doing all these different things with their product and they ask you for the raw content, they can take that, mash it up however they like, and create infinite variations of it.
Wow.
But the way that the brands like to word it, we are looking for raw content only. So you don't even have to put it together. You don't have to think of a script. We do everything for you. So, we're going to charge you less. But
Mm,
actually you charge more for that, because that's raw content. That's actually like gold for
right.
brands. So you have to charge like your per rate, like your per, we say the industry minimum is 150. So let's say 150 a video. If they want raw footage of that as well, an extra 50% of your base rate. Some people charge 100% of their base rate. So instead of 150, it's going to be 300 now if you want all of that. So they think that, that's the thing. That's why I think we're like the smart creators. We came in here, we're like, no, 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 that's not how it works. This is how I charge for that. So yeah, that's a whole thing. And that's what I teach. Oh my God, that's a huge thing that we teach. all the free value that all the coaches are posting now on Instagram, TikTok, we always say charge more for raw footage. That's actually, even though it's less work for you, it's more valuable for them.
That's so important to know because for me
Hmm.
too, as a creator, that would make me uncomfortable knowing that they can manipulate the editing in whatever way and kind of
Exactly.
take what I said. So
Oh,
I would
yeah.
feel comfortable being like, no, you can just use what I edited. This is what you can use
Exactly.
and don't take
Exactly.
what I put and then change it into something else.
Correct, yeah, and they can also mash it up with, like, other videos. You'll see a lot of UGC ads where there are multiple different users or creators, and they put it all together, but they like one of your lines, so it's like, "Oh, man," like, they can really do anything with it, so that's why it's super important to price your worth, and if you're comfortable with that, some creators aren't comfortable with that. They only want to edit the whole video, and that's fine too. Everybody can run their business, yeah, however they want.
How would someone that goes, okay, this sounds amazing. I don't want to be an influencer. I don't want
Yeah.
to have my own page. I would love to create for someone else because I love being creative and I would love
Yeah.
to make money working for brands,
Yeah.
getting free product, but then getting paid
Yeah.
for my creation. How does
Yeah.
someone start? Do you have to create a profile so that you can use it as a portfolio and show brands this is the type of video that I can make for you?
Yeah, exactly. So you create a portfolio. The way we started, and that's the way we all suggest now, is you just create with products you already own. Don't go out buying extra products just to make a video, because this is what you are. You're a user. Just make some UGC with the products or anything that you have at home. You can even do it for an app. You can do it for services. There's so many ways to actually start that cost $0. You don't have to spend a single penny. If you have a tripod, great. If you don't, okay, maybe buy a tripod, but that's it. You can use natural lights. You don't even need a ring light, really. It's a very low barrier entry industry. But from there, you have to create, like videos that are actually designed to convert into sales. So that whole thing, learning how to create effective UGC video, doing it multiple times with multiple different products so that you can have a portfolio. How I started was I made a portfolio on Canva. It's for free. You can then publish it as a website for free. So it's like really everything is for free. You just have to have that skill, that drive, and that time to put into this because this takes a lot of time to learn, a lot of time to just get familiar with the whole world of UGC, creating good portfolio and videos. And once you have that portfolio, you can either pitch to brands directly with your portfolio. You don't have to show them analytics because you're not an influencer. But the way that it's worked for so many of us is we got online, we made separate social media accounts. So I had a TikTok account, I have an Instagram account, like my personal, but I started fresh ones from scratch. I was like, all right, let's just start this thing. I have no idea what I'm doing, but let's just do it, see where it takes me. Made up a name, my branding name, put it all there, and then I just started recording videos that were like related to my journey. It was on TikTok, so it was like a trending sound, and it would be me, and I have the video still. And I was like breastfeeding my daughter, and I had it like off the camera, but you can just see like I'm a mom, and then on the screen it was a mom finding her way to break into the content creation space without being an influencer. And I would post that. It has nothing to do with UGC. It's not showing my UGC videos. But then I was like, hey, I'm going to post my examples too. So then you post your UGC examples. Now, what you're doing is you're creating a digital resume online. We have so many platforms we can utilize, and brands and agencies find us everywhere. They
Mhm.
find us a lot on TikTok and Twitter or X. Those are like the two main ones I suggest.
Whatever it's called.
And then yeah, and then Instagram now recently because it's been blowing up on Instagram. So now we're on Instagram as well, looking for creators. There's LinkedIn. Oh my God, LinkedIn is so lucrative, and all of these platforms again, they're all free. So you build a personal brand, you create a portfolio, you reach out to brands, and you can get inbounds. Once you're posting on these platforms and if you're, like it's legitimate content, you're just out there doing your thing, building your personal brand, they find you. If you have UGC in your name, in your bio, the brands, the agencies, they start reaching out to you. Keep your email on all of your profiles and you just watch. I started getting inbounds at 40 followers. So it doesn't matter how many you have, your content is going to reach who it needs to reach. And that's literally how it is.
How many videos would you say, I know you don't have an exact number, but how many
Mm.
videos do you think you would have to have on an Instagram profile, for example, for brands
Yeah,
to see enough for them to know that they wanna work with you?
that's a great question. So if you, that's why I suggest having your portfolio ready so that when you do build these profiles on social media, you have your profile in your bio as well. So they may see a video. I've seen creators with like 3 videos, they just started, but then they have their profile, their portfolio link in their bio and their email address there. then they can see your UGC is something so separate. So, now they're able to see a portfolio of your UGC videos. And if they like your energy in the videos, you have examples talking to the camera like this, examples of a lot of B-roll happening, but you have a voiceover.
Right, more vlog
Then,
style.
yeah, vlog style. There's so many types of UGC videos you can create. Make that portfolio. They'll see that. They'll reach out to you. They don't care about your following count. They don't care how many. If you just started, hey, there's some beginners who are great too. Because even for me, I was like, I don't know how this happened, how it came really naturally to me, but I've never tried this before. I didn't even speak in front of the camera before. Like UGC was my first time doing any content creation of this type, but I really wanted to make this work. So I just studied. I did all I could. I tried my best and I keep trying to get better because yeah, it's a really fun, it's such a fun job.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that too, that your first videos and even when you tried to be an influencer before, it
Yeah.
wasn't good. And I'm
No, no, no,
glad you
no.
said that because no one
No.
starts off being great at it. My
No.
first TikTok videos were trash, absolute trash.
Yes, I
And
know, but it's beautiful.
yeah, there's all the pauses and feeling uncomfortable talking in front of the camera. You look back and you're like, wow, that was a completely different person.
I know, but
But you
that's the
have to
best
start.
part. You have to start. I love that. I love that so much. You have to start, and I love that I started and I didn't delete any of my videos because now I look back at it, I'm like, "Oh my god." It humbles you. It's like, "Wow, I
Yeah.
really started, from the bottom and I made it work." So, I also suggest documenting your journey because it's so nice to look back and see how far you've come.
Yeah, and it's like anything, you get better and better at it, you get more
Mm.
comfortable, people start to recognize your energy, and you start to become more confident, like, "Oh, they're liking the video," and that makes you more motivated even though outside validation you don't need, but
Yes.
it makes you excited and you get traction, and you have a whole audience, and even just from the time that I've asked you to be on the podcast, I think you've
Yeah.
gotten, like, 10,000 new Instagram
Oh,
followers.
yeah, I know. I don't know what's happened over there. I just started, I found something that worked for me, I guess, and that's just showing me actually creating the content. Because I want people to know that you can be a content creator just like a regular person like me. I show up in my pajamas because that's how I record my content.
Mm.
And now I have 2 phones, so now, but before I was just taking one of my family members' phones while I was working. I was just putting another phone recording me, and I was like, "Oh, this is what people need to see, that a regular person like me can create content." And then it's kinda just about that text on screen, so I just kinda, put something that explains my job. I'm creating content, I'm not an influencer, I make 8 to 10K a month, those that type of thing, and people are like, "Whoa, what's this? What's this? What's this?" And yeah, top of funnel content, it's working, and oh, yeah, it's been, pretty crazy, a lot
Yeah,
of
you're
growth in the
blowing
past
up, and
month.
it's funny
Yeah, it's
because that's
nice.
what you originally wanted, and now you're doing
Yeah.
you know?
Yes,
And you did it your own
yes.
way. It's not needing to be an
Yes.
influencer, but you are one now because you
Yeah.
showed up as yourself.
I honestly, then that's the best part because I try even now, I never show up with a filter anymore. I used to only show up on my stories with a filter, like heavy filter. Honestly, who cares? Now I show up with pimples on my face. I'm putting those stickers on, like I look
Yeah.
crazy. Always my messy hair, but that's what people want. People are craving authenticity and like just, just like you as you are. And I'm so grateful that I can reach people and people like what they see by just being myself. Because if I was faking it, that's extra work. Everybody that DMs me, they're like, "Wow, you answered! Like you're so nice." I'm like if I was to fake it, that's going to be harder for me. It's going to be hard to fake to be somebody else. I tell everyone, just be yourself. Honestly, you're going to find a community that likes you for who you are. Just be yourself. It's the best way. And it just comes naturally because now I never feel the need to show up perfect. I used to always show up only with makeup if I was posting on my feed and only with a filter if I was posting my stories. And then it was so hard to show up. Now that I'm just showing up however I want, it's so much easier. I'm like, oh, okay, sweet. I can just be myself. This is perfect. I
Yeah.
thought you have to be polished, to be an influencer. But yeah, luckily it's not really an influencer.
Yeah, I think that what people are really craving is freedom, time freedom, freedom to be themselves, freedom to not have to create that Instagram curated content where it's that like clean girl or the posh girl or whatever it is, where
Yeah, yeah.
everything looks like it takes so much effort because the lighting
Right.
has to be right. And not everyone's house is perfect and has all the neutrals in the
Yeah, yeah.
expensive bag and then this and
Mm,
that, and I really do feel like
yeah.
that's on its way out because people are craving seeing themselves in creators where it's like, I don't want to have to get up and do my makeup for 2 hours before I film a video to say what I'm trying to say. I just want to say what I
Yeah.
want to say.
Oh my God, I love that you say that. That's exactly how it is now. Oh, I love it. It makes me so happy that that is out and this is in because now, yeah, we're just going raw, real. That's what people want. All these expectations that, like influencers kind of set, it's too much. Like
Mhm.
the economy the way it is, like it's really rough out here and people are, just looking for something that they can do to literally keep like that's why I'm like, thank God. We wouldn't have been able to afford our house if I didn't start UGC because now I'm paying for the bill. Like, our bills because with the inflation, it's increased a lot. I'm like, oh my God, if I didn't have UGC, wow, we literally wouldn't be here anymore. Like in this house, because we had just bought this house. I'm like, thank God. So everybody has their timing. But yeah, the timing was just right for me. I started exactly when I needed to, especially with, yeah, how much I'm able to have a voice in this industry. It's a small community, but it's mighty. We've got, oh, the UGC community is amazing. It just makes me so happy. We're so supportive. There's no jealousy. Everybody's just rooting for each other because nobody is the same. Every user is different. Every experience is different. What do you bring to the table? Whether it's in your content, like your UGC content for clients and using their products, because everybody has a different experience, or with your own personal brand. Like, who are you, and how are
Right.
you making it? So, yeah,
And
it's
there's
been
no
a dream.
non-competes, right, with the brands that you're working with because it's not like if you did something with
Y-
Nike and then you did something with
Right,
Adidas, because
right.
it's not
Yep,
on your page. So that's probably why there's
right.
not as much competition either, right?
Yep, that as well. And there are some brands who will want exclusivity, and you can decide if you want to be exclusive. Usually it's for a certain period. So if they want you to be exclusive, don't work with any other skincare brands for 30 days. You have to charge for that. Oh, you got to charge a lot for that because if you're going to be exclusive, no, you're losing out on money. So you need to be able to make that money back with the rights. So I have only done exclusivity a couple times because it was niches that I wasn't really going to create probably more videos for anyways, like the banking niche. Yeah, exclusivity, you got to charge more for that. Make sure. But yeah, in terms of non-competes, no, you can create for a skincare brand and you can create for a lifestyle brand, food, everything. I've got kids. I don't usually do kids anymore. In the beginning, I really wanted to get into it. So I was doing some fun stuff for my kids. But now that I'm able to, sustain an income without showing my kids, I prefer that more because I am pretty private. Like I said, I was pregnant, but the whole pregnancy I kept offline. I'm always like that. And the whole pregnancy, yeah, nobody knew I was pregnant because I'm not an influencer. I didn't have to show up every day. I just showed up for my clients. And with the clients, I was like hiding my belly with my purse or I was showing everything from my chest up. So I tell a lot of people if you want a private life, you can do that as a UGC creator. But I mean, I put myself out there. So if you're willing to be like out there, you're the brand. It's been
Right.
so good because I never want to show my family.
No, I am very similar where there's things that
Mhm.
I'm very vulnerable and I share a lot about, and on my
Y
podcast, I feel like I share more about things because there's a more private I feel like it's more private because I can
Oh, yeah.
explain myself more than a 30-second video, but I am
Mhm,
very particular about sharing family, like my niece and nephew, I've always put a little
mhm,
sticker over them.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
wanna
yeah.
protect them, and that's up to everyone, each individual, whatever you feel comfortable with. I don't share a lot of family or, like, loved ones because it's just not comfortable for me, and that's not what my business is about anyway, so I
Right,
think that
right.
anyone that's putting themselves online, you don't need to feel like you have to share all of you. You get to pick
Exactly.
parts that are just for you, and even for me, I talk a lot of my audience loves to talk about dating and manifesting love, the masculine and the feminine and all that stuff, but I still keep my personal love life separate, and I think
Mhm.
that you can absolutely do that. You can share topics and talk on experience with things while
Yeah,
still keeping things private and also
yeah.
keeping people in your life, their privacy intact.
Yes,
I don't want anyone listening thinking, "Oh, if I get online, I'm gonna have to share all of myself." You definitely don't need to, and my audience
yes,
still feels like they know me because they know my cats or they
yes,
know different
yes.
things about me that I
Exactly. I love that you say that. Exactly what you said. And you can see like the really big family influencers, they show everything. Like, they're showing their whole night routine with a newborn and like everything, all the details. And I think people need to know that, yeah, you can still make it online without showing all of that. No, like those are influencers. They can choose what they want to do, whatever. They get their bag. But if you want to be just a creator, if you are creative, if you really like content, being a UGC creator is like really a dream come true. You get really cool products. I got an entire living room, my whole couch, my all the dining table, the rug, everything, the pillows, the throw. It was all for free. It's a really, really amazing feeling to be able to like call them your clients because you're like, wow, like I'm actually making commercials for these people and they actually trust me. It's really, oh, it's so exciting. That's why I really love this job and I found my passion in it because I'm like, I get to actually create, but it's like a business relationship.
Yes.
People think like, oh, it's not a job, it's not a job. No, it's actually, this is a legitimate job, this
Oh,
is a legitimate
absolutely.
business. And yeah, this is my business and I really love it.
I mean, you're making more than a lot of people make
I
for
know,
a company, in corporate
I
America.
know,
So
I
it's
know, I
definitely
know. Yeah, exactly. I know it's crazy. I never had like a 9 to 5, so I don't even know what it's like to be like working. I've always just been stay-at-home mom. So for me, it's like I'm a stay-at-home mom turned breadwinner. This is crazy to me. Like how is this real life?
for moms out there that are interested. Oh, that would maybe allow me to have some financial freedom for my family. How are you able to balance being a mom and to create these videos? How much time does the video take to make and to edit? And how do you incorporate that into your schedule of being a mom, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, of course. No, I love that question because I have so many moms as my audience, but I tell them honestly, you can never believe what you see online. So what everybody sees online, like I've got everything put together, but behind the scenes, I have a lot of help. My mom lives with us, so I have a lot of help from her. My husband's schedule is really flexible, so he's home a lot. I'm so blessed. My sister lives 5 minutes away from me, so I'm really blessed that I have the help and I can just work in like little pockets. So for me, I'm a very intuitive person. I like to just kind of work when I feel like it, when my energy is like there. Some days, if I'm not feeling it, I'm like, I'm not going to film today because I don't think it's going to come off. So I'm like, okay, today's going to be like a more chill day. So I don't have like a set schedule. Like, okay, this day is for filming, this day is for contenting. I'm like, just kind of go with my body, see my schedule, see my husband's schedule. He's off this day. Okay, if the sun's shining, okay, I can film that day, sure. And then when the sun is out, that's usually when I have energy, anyways. And it's been a dark winter here in Canada, so we barely had any sunlight all winter. But yeah, if I have that handled, I'm like, okay, I feel good. I'm going to film today. And then another day, if I'm just feeling, yeah, it's a more chill day, that's when I'll write my scripts. And the way I work is very whatever. If my kids are sick, I can't work. All my focus goes to them, so I'll do the very small tasks. Life gets in the way, but if you can just kind of balance, how you live your life. Because for me, I've got that help, so I know that I have that freedom to like pop in my closet to do a quick voiceover. Because some moms won't have that opportunity. That's how I look at my schedule. I'm like, okay, I need to do a voiceover for this video still, but the house is loud. So if I can have somebody watching my kids, I record my voiceovers in the closet under a blanket. So that's all. Like, can I sneak away to go into the closet? Yep, perfect timing. All right, let's go. For moms, it's a lot of multitasking. You got to really find pockets here and there, whatever you can do, and just use your time efficiently. I completely quit watching Netflix. I was watching Netflix like all the time. And when I started this business, I'm like, wow, I gotta like literally devote every extra time I have to my business. So my nights turned into researching. I was researching about UGC, watching all the videos, practicing my editing. There's a lot that goes into the job, like I was saying earlier. That's how I kind of recommend just balancing it in your life, whatever
Yeah.
works for you, finding pockets of time and not putting too much pressure on yourself. I'm a very like chill person. I don't get stressed a lot. A lot of my creator friends in the industry, they don't have kids yet. They're really stressed. Like they're really, really stressed. I'm like, come on, guys, just like
You're like,
just
wait till you have
relax. Like
kids.
yeah, so like, I don't know what it is about me. Maybe I'm just like naturally like this. My husband's the same way. We're just super chill. So we're like, it's okay. Like everything's gonna be fine. You just gotta,
Yeah.
work with, roll with the punches.
I'm really glad that you're not sugarcoating it, that it does take a lot of
Yeah.
work. It took a
Oh,
lot of research for you to understand what makes a great video. And then now I even saw in your stories that you really don't enjoy the editing process. And that's a part of it.
oh,
It's with anything, any job, you're gonna not enjoy part of it. And even
exactly.
though you found what lights you up, this is your passion, you love it, there's still a part of
Yeah.
it that you don't enjoy. And there's absolutely parts
No.
of my business that I don't
Yes, of
either.
course.
And I'm glad you're
Yeah.
not sugarcoating it because it does take a long time to really master your craft. And I think a lot of people especially on Instagram, I see it every day with this master resell. Have you seen that? The master resell courses and stuff? Where
Yeah,
they're
the
like, you can sign
MRO.
up today and buy this course, and now I have a time freedom, I have financial freedom because I can work from anywhere. You can quit your 9 to 5, and then you're making $10,000 months, and they
I
make it seem like you just, oh, easy. No, you
I
have
know.
to create an audience that would even trust you to buy that course that you didn't even make.
I know.
And
I
now you're
know. Oh,
reselling, and they're making it seem like a get rich quick thing, which I think is
that's the
really
problem.
damaging. It's a problem because
It is.
people are thinking, "Oh, okay, well, I can quit my 9 to 5," and they start kind of making plans as if that's gonna be the case, and then they don't
Exactly.
see that income, and a lot of them probably are putting that course on a credit card, not being able to afford the
Yeah,
anyway,
I
and then they're in a
know.
bad financial spot, so I'm glad that you're being honest and saying, "This does take a lot of work."
Yeah, oh my god, UGC, yeah, UGC business is my god, it's so much. You can ask any UGC creator. Oh, there's so much. We cry every day. Like there's just so much that goes into this. It's like, whoa, you don't know what you're signing up for because now you're the accountant, you are the admin, you are the filmer, you're the makeup artist, you're the stylist, you're the script writer, like you're everything. You actually have to play every role. So when you watch commercials on TV and you see these ads, like that's an ad and that's what's getting people to purchase something because of those ads. That's what gets people pulling out their wallet. Now, all that pressure is on one person. You're on the UGC creator. This thing that we just kind of started doing. It's all on the UGC creator. They have to handle everything. So that's why it's like this is a business. There's so much that goes into it, and you're only one person. Eventually, when you have the help, you can, hire out. I have an editor, but I don't use it for my UGC videos because I just want to do it myself. You'll be able to scale when you can, but there's so much that goes into it. You can't sugarcoat this at all.
Right.
This is hard work. The MRR stuff, it's a lot of people because I know them from the industry that I was in before. I was in network marketing, and a lot of them were in network marketing, and now they found the next thing, and they already have an audience from the network marketing. So they have a head start, but the way they paint the picture is very like, oh, you just kind of wake up and you can do this. I don't think you can. But yeah, in terms of UGC, like I know that's like more digital marketing. This is the same thing that what we do is also digital marketing. But what I teach in my course is how to build a sustainable UGC business. And it takes a lot of work. You got to master all of these things first before you can go out there and make the money that people are claiming that they're making.
How long, if you don't mind sharing, did it take you
Oh
to
yeah.
be making an income where you could support your family or at least
Yeah.
yourself? How long did that take?
Yeah. No, I don't even mind sharing because this was the first Business Insider article I was in. So whenever you're featured in Business Insider, you have to share your earnings. They verify it. So I was like, okay, I got to do that. I guess people are gonna know what I made, sure. But it was exciting for me, anyways, to have a feature like that. So I'm like, I'll
Absolutely.
just do it. Yeah, I'll just put it out there. The first month, I think I made like a couple $100. So that was like, because I'm still learning.
Mhm.
The second month, I was able to make just a little over 2,000. I think it was. Yeah,
Wow, that's
2,000,
amazing.
3,000. Yeah, and now I look back and I was like, "Oh, that was pretty quick." And I think the
Yeah,
third month I already contracted 6,000. So I was like, "Okay, wow, it already picked up. That was quick." But it doesn't happen like that for everybody. Like I said, UGC did come naturally to me. I'm like, wow, maybe this was what I was made to do because I always wanted to be like a model. That was like my dream. I'm like, oh, I wish I could be a model one day. I loved
you
watching America's
absolutely
Next Top
could.
Model. No, I don't know about that. I think I'm too like just normal and like raggedy. So I'm like, okay, UGC
You're
creator
not
first.
raggedy at all. You're gorgeous.
I don't know. I always show up like this, but honestly, I love it better. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Okay, I can be myself. I don't have to lose weight to like, look like a model. I just literally be myself.
You can just be
And
at
that's the
home.
nicest thing. Yeah, be at home and oh my god, I love you. To see like the culture. It's so multicultural because we're literally just users. So there's everyone you can think of is in the UGC community, and it's amazing. I love it. Gen X, Gen Zs, millennials. I'm a millennial. I when I started this journey, I branded myself as the millennial mom with Gen Z energy because I was like, I'm hip. I could kind of roll with the Gen Zs, but I am. But then my spirit is like a boomer. I love like the boomer. I love like the old boomer like mentality. That's kind of where I'm still stuck a little bit. I'm trying to get out of that, but that's how I was raised. So yeah, it was like, oh my god, I have a boomer soul, but I'm a millennial and I've got Gen Z energy. And that was like kind of what started my personal branding. My sister was like, that is perfect. She's like, you can post that. I'm like, oh my god, okay. So that was in my intro video, my very first intro video. And brands like that. They're like, oh, wait, she sounds great. She would relate. She's our audience. Let's get her. Let's hire her. And that's what I recommend a lot of UGC creators doing because everybody's so unique. Like I know Gen X creators. I know so many different creators in terms of like just backgrounds. Everybody's background is so different and it's super cool. If you just share yourself, share what you bring to the table, there's going to be a brand that wants to work with you because they're looking for that audience.
I'd be willing to bet that the reason why you were so successful financially so quick is because you had, I don't know how long, a year or two or whatever, where you were trying to be a content creator before. So you already had practice being on screen. And so
Yes,
people that have zero experience, maybe it will take a little bit more for them to be comfortable or to know how to shoot a video because not
for
everyone
sure.
knows how
Oh,
to do
for
that.
sure. Yeah, oh, for sure. Because yeah, being on the camera, like a lot of people ask, can you do faceless? Because you know the whole digital marketing MRR, they say like faceless digital. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but for UGC, it is possible. I just think it'll take extra work because now you have to really sell your service without your face being there. That's pretty hard to do. You got to have either really high aesthetic content or you have to have really you got to be creative. I don't know how people do it, but it is possible to be a faceless UGC creator as well. I just don't know how you build your personal brand that way because I haven't done it, but I know it's possible.
I've been seeing faceless accounts on Instagram a lot, and they're using stock footage from Canva and other places.
I
But
know.
I that can only take you so far because people wanna buy from a
Um,
person. That's why they're buying from you,
exactly.
is because they like your energy, they like how you just
Exactly.
explained yourself, how you're different. They like that, and so you would have to be really great about marketing, which a normal person maybe isn't. I had to learn, I'm still learning how to package what I do so that people see
Mhm.
themselves in me and go, "Oh, I wanna buy that too." And
Yeah.
so you would have to really know how to market in your text, I guess, or your
Yes.
voiceover, which would be a lot
Y-
harder in my opinion.
I think so too. Yeah, your copy has to really sell it because wow, how do people trust you? You know, they don't see your face. But yeah, with UGC, like I have done videos where it's not even my face in there. It's just like my hands showing the product, showing like the scenery. But again, you got to start somewhere first. So maybe in the beginning, you got to show your face, build that brand. Once they find you, then you can start creating. And it would be possible to just go faceless and only create like with your hands and kind of like the experience.
Yeah. Do you ever say no to a company because you wouldn't use the product?
Yeah, oh yeah. One, like I don't drink coffee. So like in the beginning, there's a big coffee brand was like, yeah, we'd love to work with you. I was like, honestly, it would be great, good money, but I don't even drink coffee. So I honestly can't even fake it. I don't know, like, oh, what am I gonna say? Like I have the jitters. I don't even know how it works. Like I just don't know anything about coffee. So I'm like, honestly, I can't do it, but thank you so much for the opportunity, you know, and I did turn it away. There's been a lot of coffee brands. What else? I think there's like some food ones. I'm a picky eater too, so some food ones. I think I've been like, man, there's like those, healthy snacks. Some of them don't taste good, and I know I don't like it. I don't like to waste, so I'm like, I could pass this opportunity off because it's not really
Right.
for me.
And another creator will be perfect for it. So,
Exactly. No, exactly. There is an audience for everything. So if I'm not the audience, I'm not going to try to pretend to be because there's another creator who's going to sell it better. And that's kind of how I see it. I'm like, I can only sell the things that I genuinely use and I like because then you can just hear it. The user experience, whoever's watching your video, they can feel if it's authentic or not. If it's authentic, they'll be like, yeah, okay, I could trust that. And
right.
I use everything that I get. Oh my God, I use it down to the last bits. Like say I'm using a lotion, like right to the end. Because I am a user. Like I'm not just a influencer that gets free products and waste them. No, no, I use everything. I love being able to receive these free things. Like it's such a blessing. I'm
Yeah.
super grateful. You know, we're saving money. Like my whole living room would have costed over $5,000. I even got my daughters a bed. I got my kids like a playhouse, and it's such a blessing to be able to do this, to be able to call this a job.
Yeah. So if someone's like, Salha, how do I start?
Mhm.
I make an account. I make sure I
Yep.
put UGC creator in the bio. And what she's talking about is like in the name part, because that's how you're searchable on Instagram is like where your name would go. I don't think a lot of people know that aren't on Instagram in a business. So I just wanted to mention that.
Of
And then
course.
would you recommend the next step doing an intro video and having that
Yeah.
pinned?
Yeah, that's my big thing, and that's what I started with, and it really went well. So my first intro video, I had it for like a few months, and then it was outdated, and I did a new one. So you can always reinvent yourself, but start off with just telling the brands like who you are, what do you bring to the table.
Do you use hashtags or are there any strategy tips that you have?
Yeah, I do. I use hashtags, especially on Twitter, X, whatever. You should be posting if you post your work and you can hashtag UGC creator or UGC example or hashtag UGC creators needed. Oh, you don't even have to have followers. The video will be seen. Like it gets around.
And then if you're emailing a brand trying to work with them, how do you find the right email? And then what do you put
Yeah.
in the email?
Yeah, so there's like some like Chrome extensions that you can download. Like there's Hunter IO, I think it's called, Clearbit. There's extensions where you can download and you can search up a company and you can get all the email addresses or whatever email address you're looking for. So what I suggest is reaching out to the marketing department or whoever's the head of. You can go for influencer marketing because they're still just titled that. Maybe eventually it'll be titled as just UGC.
Did you see?
You never know. We'll see. But yeah, influencer marketing, whoever's in charge of social media, content, marketing, any of that stuff. You look for their email address and you pitch your ideas to them.
How do you pitch it?
Yeah, so you got to bring what you bring to the table. So for me, because I wanted like a couch, I was like, I need a couch that's resistant against my kids because my kids have ruined my couch. I need something that I can wash. Your washable covers would be perfect for me. So that's something that I brought to the table. So I include that in my concept. Like I give ideas. I also give if it's a brand that I really want to work with, I go right off the bat and I send a pitch deck. So I show them like my ideas. I show them visuals. I show them video examples that I'm going to recreate. Like I go deep into this stuff. It takes me a whole day to write one pitch sometimes because there's so much that goes into it. Like you got to really like sell it. You got to really sell your service. So, it's been working. It's been working. So I got to keep it going, but it takes a lot of work. So
And
yeah, make sure you pitch yourself.
to do a pitch deck, do you use Canva like a
Oh yeah.
presentation file? Is that the
Yep.
okay.
Yep. I use
Yeah,
Canva is like my life. Oh yeah. I use it
Canva
for
is my
everything.
life.
Yeah, right. It's the
I
best. I
love
I
Canva.
love it. And then it looks clean. You can just hyperlink it. So you can say, I have attached a pitch deck with some ideas. I'd love to hear back from you. And you had like a hyperlink it. So it looks clean. It's not even like a big link anywhere in your body of the email. And it just shows that you're a professional.
And Canva is so
Mhm.
easy for you to use your own branding. I love colorful,
Yes.
funky. I'm not that
Me
black and white
too.
girl. And it
Me
helps
too.
yeah, it helps you stand out and it's really
Yes.
easy, especially I know their free version has a lot, but their
Yeah.
paid version is I think $13 a month and there's no way I
Yeah.
could live my life without.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been paying for it even before I started UGC. I've always had Canva. Like, I just always had Canva. That's like a necessity.
Yeah, I mean you can use it for everything and it's slowly taking over different really popular like Photoshop. The
I
technology
know.
on there is wild, and because it's on the browser, it doesn't take up a lot of space on your computer, and there's
Exactly.
so many things you can do. I mean, the way that they can just take the background off now of photo, use it
Oh, oh
day
my
to
God.
day. I had
Oh,
a picture
yeah.
of me on the beach, and there was some man, like, running around in the back, and I just was like, "You're
Oh,
gone."
erase. I love it. Oh my God, of course, right?
Delete.
And like Photoshop is more like you really got to be good with Photoshop to kind of work it, Adobe, all those other programs, but Canva is so user friendly, like for beginners.
Are there any other things like Canva or any other
Hmm.
that you recommend for someone starting?
CapCut for editing, 100%. And it's free, so it's like, amazing. But that's the only editing tool I ever use. And Notion, Notion is really great to just keep track of your business because there's so many aspects to your business. You need a place to digitally file everything, and I use Notion. That's my favorite. It takes a little learning curve. I'm still not that great with it. I don't like to learn, so that's why I try to like outsource like a VA to kind of handle that for me. But yeah, Notion is my other go to. Notion, Canva, and CapCut.
Love it. So easy, so
Mhm.
simple, and again, you don't need any sort of ring light. I don't ever use a
No.
ring light. I just the
Yeah.
natural light is the best.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
my phone, I don't even have a
Mhm.
tripod that works, so I just stick it where it will
Yep.
stay somewhere. Right now, my computer is sitting on a box. Just use what you have. You don't need to spend a lot of money. I don't even use a microphone for this podcast. The technology on the iPhones, the computers, everything is so great. You really don't need anything. Just be in a place that's quiet, be by natural light, and you're good to go.
Exactly. I love that you say that because it really is, it doesn't take that much. It just takes creativity. If you have creativity, you can take what you have and do anything with it.
And I would just encourage anyone that feels lit up by this, where you're like, "Ooh, that
Yes.
sounds really exciting." Because that's for me with what I do with hypnotherapy, it was like breadcrumbs leading me on my path where I was searching out hypnotherapy for myself, for anxiety. And then I fell in love with it because of how well it worked. And then I was like, oh, I can do this. I can help people. And it's just each
Love
little
that.
step, like how you were like, I want to create videos. It's not working out this way, but now I'm finding this thing called UGC. And on
Yes.
TikTok, you're going, ooh, like something was lit up inside you. Your intuition was saying, ooh, this might be for me. And then as you're doing it, you're loving it and saying, oh, wait, I'm actually really naturally good at this. Let's keep
Yes.
going. And look at you now
Yes.
where you're
Thank
completely
you.
providing for your family and have the
Yeah.
financial freedom and the time freedom to be at home with your kids and just
Yeah.
working when you want.
Yeah, exactly. No, I love that you say that. And speaking of kids, I don't know how she managed to find my little office here, but I've got one of my kids here, so I'm just
It's
kind of
totally
under here.
fine.
But
She's like,
yeah,
I'm
that's
going to be a part of this
exactly it.
episode. So yeah.
Always. She's oh my god, she's
Yeah, I
crazy
really
here.
wanted you to talk about your course though. So anyone that is
Yes,
content
sure.
lit up, please go check out
Sure.
Sala's
Oh,
pages
thank
and
you.
her
Yeah.
course because you put everything right in the course for anything that they would need, any resources. And then you have a
Right.
community, which for me is huge
Yes.
because when I was trying to become what I am now, I would be in these manifestation courses and I got my certification as a hypnotherapist. But then they're like, okay, bye, see you later. You can go create an audience and find your own clients. And that's the hardest part about all of it.
Yes.
You have created a
Yes.
community where you actually post offers in there where you go, here's
Yes.
this opportunity if you want to apply to actually
Yeah.
take this job and you put it all in there for
Yes.
your clients.
Yes, and honestly, that's the best part. So when I created my video course, it was over the summer while I was pregnant. I was like, I gotta get this out before the baby comes because I'm like, there's so much I need to share. But I did the written guide, and I'm like, it's not enough. I need to give more. Like people need to actually feel what it's like to be a UGC creator. So I did my video course. I made this little office here in my basement. Like right now, I'm in a closet, but this all started because I was like, no, I need to make a course, a video course. Like I was so determined. So I did that over the summer. I didn't even know how I was going to structure it. So I did have it available before I had my community, and then I had a community on Facebook, but I don't like Facebook. So then recently I switched platforms to School, and School is like the next big thing. I was a user of School for a couple years. I was like in school groups, but having a community there is so easy. It has like you can just post different sections. So I have a section for brand opportunities, so when I get emailed and I have an opportunity that I can do, like for instance, the coffee brand, I would post that in the community. I would post anything that doesn't align with me. I posted for my community to take on. One of my modules, I really gave it my all. I took the viewer. I was like, I don't know who's going to buy this from me, but I really want to show everything. So I did a client, the entire thing. So the way I concepted it, how I scripted the video, me filming the video, and this was like an intense video. I had to be in the shower. I went out. I went because it was like for a body wash. So I want to show what I do, what cleans my body at the end of the day after doing all these activities. And it was just the perfect brand to showcase because I've actually been a user of this product since I was a little girl. So I was like, okay, I'm going to show everything. And then I edited that video also, and I show everything. So my video course shows you exactly how to be a UGC creator, but from the lens of a UGC creator. I take you behind the scenes of a real client. I show you exactly how to do it, how to create a high converting ad from beginning to end. So from conception to production and execution. So that is like something that I'm just really proud of. I'm like, I can't believe I was able to really like show what it's like. And now when I see my students' videos, I'm like, they followed exactly what I taught them. And it's so nice to see. It's just
That's
such a good
amazing.
feeling. I'm like, oh, it's worked. It's working. So now the way I offer my course is with the community. If you purchase my course, you get lifetime access to the community. But since I'm transferring to School now, I'll be providing it within the community. So I have a paid membership to join the community. And then within the community, there's like an upsell to get the course.
I love that you take all the guesswork out of it and just give them the exact
Yes.
formula. You show them how to use the formula, not only just saying, here it is, but here's how I used it. And then
Yep.
opportunities to get you started. So it's perfect.
Exactly, exactly, and then the support. So the support is the best part of the community. Encouragement. Today I posted my to-do list for the week. I was like, hey guys, just to hold me accountable, I'm gonna post my to-do list right here. You guys can see it, and then post your own. So now I'm seeing everyone's posting their own. They're like, oh, this feels like we're virtually co-working together. I'm like, that's exactly what I want. I want this community to thrive together. I don't want to do things alone. I'm all about like if I win, we all win.
Yeah, that's huge. I love that because that's something that I miss about having a 9 to 5, and I honestly would maybe get one again one day because
Right, right, right.
entrepreneurship is so lonely. You're just by
Lonely.
yourself and the days kind of just blend together because you don't
Yep.
have that structure of this is when this happens and this is when this happens, and you're talking
Right.
to coworkers and your boss and creating something
Exactly.
together. So having that community
Yeah.
is so huge. I love
I
that you
know.
started that.
Yeah, I need it. I needed it because this whole time it's like I got, like the editing. I hate editing. But if I can co-work and edit with my community, we just literally put our phones down, put it on mute, but we're just co-working together. That's gonna motivate me more.
I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in the show notes,
Um,
but where can people find
yes.
you? And if they wanna work
Yeah.
with you, how do they do that?
My handle on all platforms is socially Aziz, SOCIALLY AZIZ. When I started my whole journey, I was like, what name can I have that's going to be easy for people? Because my name Salha is a little hard to pronounce. I'm like, maybe I'm just going to keep with my last name. And then I was like, I'm a social butterfly, so let me just call myself socially Aziz. So I was like, all right, this works. And now it's turned into so much more than I ever expected.
It's perfect. And then if they wanna join your course, that's linked in your
Yes.
Instagram and your TikTok?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I'm just in the middle of restructuring it right now. So it's going to be a paid community. So my school platform will be linked in my bio, and yeah, it's oh my god, it's gonna be so exciting. I just told my community the other day, I'm like, you guys, it's like my dream come true. I wanted like a community like this, and everybody's so engaged, and that's what I want. Because I'm like, I'm only one person, so if I can't help somebody right away, I've got a whole community. So you post your question in the community, you're gonna get an answer from somebody, maybe me at the end of the day when I have time, but it's just so nice to have a community that we just do this together. Oh, it fills my heart so much.
I love it. You've truly found what you were meant to do, and now you're helping
Yeah,
others do that as well. So it's perfect.
thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much for being here. I had the best time
Thank
meeting
you.
you.
Oh, it was amazing. Thank you so much. I love talking about UGC, and I really appreciate you having me here.
Of course. And thanks for listening. Come back next Tuesday, you guys. Bye. Wait, before you go, look below in the show notes for a free gift just for you. And if you're looking to manifest your dream life in 2024, I have science-backed tools where all you have to do is plug in your earphones and press play to rewire your subconscious mind so that you bring in what you are wanting to manifest into your life. If you truly want something from a heart-centered place, it is meant for you to have. The only thing getting in the way is your limiting beliefs. We manifest 95% from our subconscious mind. So go ahead, rewire that subconscious mind and start bringing what you want into your life. It really is that simple. In 2024, stop making it more complicated than it needs to be, okay? Thank you so much for listening to Power Talk. I will see you back here next Tuesday morning for a new episode. Don't forget to click follow show so that you get first access.